Hello boys and girls, this is Mrs. Boynton with Vocabulary Lesson 21. Today I'm coming to you from another continent. It's just south of North America where we live. This continent's called South America. Today we're going to be looking at some more vocabulary words from one of my favorite books of all time, The Paper Bag Princess. So let's look at some of the pages and learn some new vocabulary. In this part of the story, Elizabeth finds the dragon. And here's what it says. Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Go away. I love eating princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" "Yes," said the dragon. The word we're going to focus in on is fiercest. And right inside the word fiercest is the word fierce. Now, fierce means dangerous or violent. Now, at the end of this word is a suffix, est. Those are letters put on at the end of the word, and est means changes fierce into fiercest. So fiercest means the most dangerous or the most violent, because est means most when you use it as a suffix. Okay, it's time to get out your sticky note. Put your name on it and number it 1 to 5 down the side, please. Pause the video until you have your sticky note ready. For question number 1, I want you to think about the word fiercest. I want you to think about what animal do you think is the fiercest in the world? Remember what fiercest means. If you don't remember, you can rewind the video. Did you know that not only animals are fierce, there can be fierce weather? For instance, I had a fierce tornado attack my house one day. Also, people can be fierce. What would a fierce person look like or do? How about this guy? Does he look a little fierce to you? Is he a fierce person? He's trying to look fierce with his abominable snowman sucker. I don't think he's really fierce, though. Okay, we're moving on to another part of the Paper Bag Princess and another word. In this part of the story, the dragon shows Elizabeth that he is the fiercest dragon in the whole world by breathing out as much fire as he can. Let me read it to you. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath. But this time nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Our new vocabulary word is magnificent. And if something is magnificent, then you admire it because of its great beauty or of its great size. So Elizabeth wants the dragon to use up his fire, so she tricks him by telling him that his fiery breath is magnificent, that she admires his fiery breath because it is so powerful and destructive. So that's the word magnificent. Now I'm going to tell you some things that I've seen in my life that I thought were magnificent. I admired them because of their great beauty or their great size. Here they are. I saw a pretty magnificent snake come to my classroom. Its name was Baby, but it was not small like a baby. It was very large. It was a magnificent snake. I also saw a magnificent sight when I was watching my daughter Lola play soccer. They were playing in the rain, and then a bright rainbow came. It was so beautiful. I thought it was magnificent. Last, in the summer, we went to Hudson Mills, and there was a giant water slide, and we thought it was magnificent. It was so big and so fun to ride down the slide. Now I want you to think about, what have you seen that was magnificent in your life? That's what you're going to do for number 2. For number 2 on your sticky note, you're going to write the name of something that you've seen in your life that was magnificent. You admired it because of its great beauty and its great size, or its great size. But you can't pick what I picked. You need to pick something else that you've seen that was magnificent. Pause the video until you're done writing down your magnificent thing. Okay, we're moving on to another part of the Paper Bag Princess. And this is the end of the story when Elizabeth tricks the dragon and she saves Prince Ronald. But here's what's happening. Elizabeth walked right over the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess." Now in this situation, Prince Ronald is ungrateful. And ungrateful is the last word we will learn today. Now ungrateful has a prefix at the beginning of it, un, which means not. So I'm going to read the story again, and I want you to think about what ungrateful might mean, because Prince Ronald is acting ungrateful. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess." So if I tell you that Prince Ronald is acting ungrateful, what do you think ungrateful means? And think about the prefix un, which means not. Ungrateful means not thankful or not grateful. If you are ungrateful, you do not thank someone who has done something for you, or you don't show your appreciation. Even though Elizabeth saves Prince Ronald from the dragon, the prince does not thank her or show appreciation. He is ungrateful. Okay, now we're going to play a game called Grateful or Ungrateful, and we're going to be thinking about our imaginary third grader named Olive. And you have to decide whether Olive is acting grateful or ungrateful, and we'll fill out numbers 3, 4, and 5 during this game. Alright, here's number 3. Olive's mom makes her a special breakfast on the first day of school. Olive snaps unpleasantly, "Mom, I don't want this stuff. I want my usual breakfast." Is Olive acting grateful or ungrateful? So for number 3, I want you to write the word grateful or the word ungrateful for how Olive was acting. And you know what? I want you to spell the word correctly because they're right here on the screen. Pause the video until you have the word grateful or ungrateful written for number 3. Okay, here's the situation for Olive for number 4. Olive's friend Orlando reminds her that her science report is due tomorrow. Olive says, "Thank you for reminding me, Orlando." Is Olive acting grateful or ungrateful? Write one of those 2 words next to number 4. Which word describes how Olive is acting towards Orlando, telling her that her report is due tomorrow? Pause the video until you're done writing. Alright, the last one is number 5. Olive leaves her jacket on the playground. Orlando finds it and brings it to her. Olive shouts, "What are you doing with my jacket, Orlando? Give it to me." What do you think? How is Olive acting? Is Olive acting grateful or ungrateful? Write one of those 2 words next to number 5 for how Olive is acting about her jacket. Okay, you should now have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 filled out, and your name, of course, is on your sticky note. And I want you to put your sticky note on your sticky spot. Thanks for learning with me today. Bye-bye.